going to log into my AWS Management Console. I have already logged in, so if you haven't logged in, it will prompt you to enter your username and the password. So once you're logged in, you will be able to see this interface. You may see this recently visited if you have already used the console before. If you didn't see anything here in the recently visited, you can search here EC2 service. So I'm going to click on my EC2. So here in this page, you guys will be seeing this interface. So here what I'm going to do is click on this launch instance and it will open a new page. Okay, so let me name this server as LambStack. Wait, LambStack server. Oh, let me name it correctly. Okay, when you scroll down, you have to select an AMI. It already selected by default, which is comes under free tier. So we are going to use this demo completely comes under free tier. So if you cannot see this is free tier eligible, you have to select which comes under free tier. So we can see a lot of AMI which is comes under free tier. So I'm going to choose the latest AMI for Amazon Linux, which comes under free tier. And when you scroll down, you need to select the instance type and make sure that you have to select which is also comes under free tier. Otherwise, you will end up with some charges. So by default, it will select everything by default as free tier eligible. But even in case if you couldn't see that is comes under free tier, you can drop down and change that. Okay. So under key pair login, we have to create a new key pair, but I'm going here without any key pair. Because as I said, we are going to use my user. I have already a key pair SSH key in my system. So I want to use that key pair. So here I'm going to select as proceed without any key pair. So when you scroll down under security or the network settings, you will be able to see the security group. The network settings you can leave as default, and under security group, make sure that you are creating a new security group which allow HTTP as well as the SSH traffic. So I'm going to choose allow SSH traffic from anywhere and allow HTTP traffic from the internet. So we are good to go to the next settings. So under configure storage, you can use the GP3 or whatever which comes under free tier. I mean the GP2, GP3 as well as the magnetic standard is comes under free tier. But if you don't want to consume a lot of free tier, if you want to do more hands-on, if you don't want to consume the free tier eligible so fast, you can select here as magnetic standard. So I'm going to scroll down, expand this advanced details. When you go to the bottom, you can see the user data. Here we are going to add our bootstrap script. So this is my bootstrap script. So I'll explain what this bootstrap script will do. But before that, let me go ahead and launch the instance. So click on the launch instance button. It is creating and let's wait. Okay, let's go to the instance. So right now you will be able to see nothing. Instance state is running. You cannot see any instance. It actually may take some time to get created because a lot of things are happening inside the machine. We have added the bootstrap scripts and all. In meanwhile, what I can do is I will explain what this bootstrap script will do. We are using the cloud config user data, which is in the YAML format, and I want to add a new user named Fawaz, and I don't want to use the password. Instead, I want to use the SSH key, and I am allowing sudo permission, and if I want to switch user to my this user, it will not prompt to enter the password. Okay, I also want to install a package named httpd, which is the daemon for http, and here it will install the http server. And this one I actually no need to keep it here because I don't think it will install, but let's see, it will install or not. I actually forgot to remove it, but that's okay. And what it will do, it will start the HTTP service and it will enable the HTTP service. So why we use the enable command is even if we reboot the system, we can see our HTTP service is up and running. So let's go back to, so if you want to know more about the cloud config, you can go to Google and search for cloud config. So when you see the second one, the cloud config examples, Here you will be able to see a lot of examples how you can add users, what and all the permission you want to give the users. And if you go and find the packages, you will be able to see what and all the packages you can install every package, but how you add all those things here you can see. So you can play around here and you can go through this documentation and read it and then understand what it actually does. Okay, so let me go ahead and see my instance status. It is up and running, but we want our statistic should be 2 bar 2 check passed, otherwise we'll not be able to connect. In meanwhile, let me post the video so that you will not waste your time. I think it may take few more minutes so that I'm going to post the video. Let's see after some time. Okay, so here we can see here our instance is up and running and 2 bar 2 check is password. So we want to connect this instance using a putty. So let's copy the public IP of this machine. Just search for putty. If you haven't installed the putty, you can connect using other service like git bash also, but you need to have the pem key pair. I have the putty gen and I have converted my key into putty, sorry, the ppk. Okay, so let's see whether I'm able to connect it or not. So I'm entering my username at the right the public IP of the machine, and I'm going to add my private key. So just click on open. So you can see I'm using the username as Fawaz and it is authenticating my public key, which is I have already added in my user data, and we are logged into Amazon machine. So let's check. We have did one more thing whether our HTTP service is up and running. Okay, just search for systemctl status. Okay, I can write it correctly. HTTPD. Here you can see it is active. Just click on Q and copy the IP. Okay, where it is. Copy the IP and open a new browser. Then you open that, you can see it works. So if you want to make any changes, go to the machine and just go to cd var www html. If you want to add any index.html, I am going to. So we need the sudo permission. So sudo echo, then double quotes, just the basic HTML. I have, okay, my instance is working. My instance is working. H1. Then I'm going to redirect this file into my, actually, I'm going to create a new file index.html. So if I ls and cat index.html, you can see my instance is working. So if I go to my new browser and refresh, I should be able to see this as you guys are seeing here. Okay, so we have done this completely fine. So if you face any problem using this, please do let me know. And if you want to know about the user data, you can go to the cloud config and you can use the same user data, but make sure you have to edit this username if you want, and also make sure you have to this add your SSH key. I will put it in the description. So that's it. Let's see you next video.